Clear out the water. Look at this. Hammered it. I recently was contacted by a company who makes frogs. Now they're based out of China. Their name is Spring Outdoors. So I'll be honest, I really wasn't expecting much. They wanted me to test their products. They wanted me to give them some feedback, and I honestly was expecting a bunch of, or just a couple cheap frogs. Well, they sent me a box of frogs, and to say I was quite surprised is a little bit of an understatement. I was very surprised. I was in a good way. So anyway, check out what they sent me, guys, because well, I'll let you see for yourself. They sent me all these frogs to test. So we have 3 different kinds. One is this chubby frogs, and they sent me, let's see here, that's 12, 13 of those. And then they have what they call the wave frog, and they sent me 9 of those. And then they sent me these toads, with a little spinner on the back, 2 different sizes, 2 different sizes, 1 of each. So, of course, I did anything. I started checking the quality of the plastic. I checked the hooks. I checked that kind of thing, and everything's really good quality. So you have, here's your standard white. Okay, standard white. I mean, check out the hooks. They're heavy gauge hooks. They're good. The bodies, you know, this design, I mean, it's pretty simple, but there doesn't need to be a whole lot to it. But nice soft body. So definitely surprised there. Here is the wave frog. Check that out. That's a pretty nice little color there. Nice soft body, good hooks. This one has a pretty neat looking design that I'd never really seen before. It has a little cup on the front here. So interesting. And then of course you have these bigger ones. This is the toad, and this is a big frog, big toad. The little spinner. And I'll be honest, I'm not really sure how you work those. So there's going to be some, definitely some. Look, check out those hooks. Big old hooks, ready to do some work. And then you have the smaller size here. Of course, you can see, I'm holding both up here. You can see the difference. Okay. So, I got my work cut out for me, and I will definitely. I'm definitely looking forward to trying these frogs out and giving some solid feedback, honest feedback. So definitely pleased with what I was sent. I mean, that's a lot of frogs right there, and some good colors. Some of your typical ones. I mean, you got your black and your white, which those are staples. You got to have those. And then you have your variations. You have some brim colors. You know, I really like these glitter ones. I would have liked to see one with a white and red combination. I did not see that. I did see some orange. Like this is an orange belly. I believe that's going to be a good one. Then you have your ones that have patterns, but it's basically white. I mean, he's got a white belly, so that's what this fish is going to see. Alright, so got to my destination. Apparently they do custom orders of frogs, and they sent me a handful of them to test, and by all means I'll test some frogs. So we're gonna see if we can't get some bites. The grass isn't quite right at Chickamauga, so I decided to find another place where I knew there's some grass and a good place to fish them. So we're gonna test them out. I'm gonna let you know how they work, if they work, how they hold up, and all that stuff. So stay tuned. This should be a fun video. Next one I want to do this red and one with a kind of a glitter bottom. Looks really neat. Now I like to clip these, so I'm going to clip these so it will. They leave it a nice long area so you can really do what you want with it. That's kind of good. All right. I like to do these a little bit uneven because that'll help it walk. Okay, it's a pretty neat looking bait right there. I like the colors. Again, it's soft. So let's see. All right, now comes the fun part. Hiking down to the water. Water. It's a good sign though. I think hopefully we got some hungry fish in here. Holy cow. What was that? Let's try a different frog. There we go. Check that out. He hammered that thing. He got that thing good. Right. Gosh, he hammered that. Get so deep, I don't know if I can get that. There we go. There we go. Check that out. That's a nice fish. All right. Hammered it. There. There we go. All right. I hope you got that hit, because he can clear out of the water. Look at this. Hammered it. All right. Perfect. Nice fish. Keeper. And that frog. Cool. All right. That was awesome. Same frog. There we go, another one. I said I'm impressed with this. I've had 3 hits, 3 hookups. That's hard to do with frogs. Now this has been a little bit opener, more open water, but still. All right, another fish. This one seems to walk really well. I don't know if it's that little cleft in its chin, but it spits a little bit of water, and it also walks real well. The other one came through vegetation or thick stuff real well, but this one seems to walk better. So for this more open water, this is a ticket so far. I haven't even tried that big one yet, so we'll have to throw that a couple times. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Flipping the Script. I am here. I'm doing a little bit of exploring, and a buddy of mine told me about this pond, and I am trying it out, and I got these frogs to test. So I'm going to try them out here, and so there's some good fish up here. It looks interesting. Check this out. It definitely should hold some fish. We're going to find out. Hopefully we can get some good footage of me catching fish. That would be the best. But all I got are these frogs, and I have one other topwater. So I'm going to throw a couple of them, and we're going to see what we can make happen. Little bugs that get trying to eat my eyes. But I'm going to throw up that away, and hopefully we can get some action. All right, stay tuned. Here we go, number 2. All right, I'm gonna turn that camera so we can get a shot of those. Look at that, perfect hook right at the top of the mouth. All right, there we go. Number 2. The first frog that that I was sent most of, and I was sent 13 of them, okay, is called, they call it the chubby frog, okay? Chubby frog, let's see here, 5 millimeter or 55 millimeters and 3.8 grams. So it's got a little bit of weight to it. That's good. You got nice wide body. Right off the bat, I'm gonna, I figured it would be good in the heavier stuff, and I was right about that. It came through heavy vegetation and heavy scum really well. The hooks are great. Bodies are soft. Definitely very high, very snag proof, which is what you're looking for heavy cover frog, and this is a really good heavy cover frog. And I think that's design. You notice here there's a little hole in the back that allows that body to depress really well, and but it also lets that water in. So when you have a vent hole and you have an area for that water to come in, that's what's going to happen. So it fills up with water pretty quickly and sinks in open water, but it's also really good on heavy vegetation and heavy thick cover. This is the frog you want to throw. And with that, there was a lot of interesting colors. You have your staples, your white and your black. Those are the ones I'm going to reach for most of the time. But you also have this color here and the glitter. A lot of times those bass are looking upward at fish for shad, and I think this glitter bottom really mimics scales very well. And this is a color that that really stood out to me, and I think will do very well, and is one that's just a little bit more interesting. Will catch that angler's eye just as much as the fish's eye. So that to me drew me towards this, and I could see this one being a good one. Now, there's also some colors that I think are really good colors that are pretty plain. I mean, there's not a whole lot to them. You have this green and orange, but the orange is what I'm looking at, because I think this orange and red, I think, really draw bass's attention. And even though this is kind of a plain combination, I think it's a good combination. The other color I think is important to have is a brown color. Okay, so this is the only one I saw that had that brown color, which brown with maybe some stripes or whatever on there. I think it mimics sunfish or brim, and I think will get you strikes on certain days, especially those days that you have a little bit of overcast and the fish are able to hone in on that and see that and make the conclusion that it's a brim stuck up on the top of the water or sunfish. The other one is that real colorful bottom. They get the blue, or that just that odd shaped or that odd pattern that bass don't know what to do with. So they have to make up their mind and they have to go and get it, and that's what this does. So that, it's real visible on top, has a pattern that, broken up pattern that I think the bass can on some days react to. The second type of frog that they sent me was they called it a wave frog. And this one I'm actually really excited about. Right off the bat, I noticed this one. Okay, you got that bright red, and you got the bottom. Now, I think that maybe caught me more than anything, but you had that glitter bottom. But what I noticed was the design there. Okay, so you have your standard popping frog, and this is not it. However, it has some of the attributes of a popping frog. So that lip, I was really eager to see how this would work in the water. And I'll be quite honest, I was really excited with how well this worked in the water. It walked beautifully. I mean, it had a side-to-side glide and really nice. That little bit of a cup right there really makes that water spit. But in the same token, it comes through that heavy vegetation really well as also. The bad part about a popping frog is that cup on the front of the mouth that makes that splash that we all like and attracts bites. It also gets hung up. So when you get in the thick vegetation, it gets hung up, and it starts to catch and then tumble on top of that vegetation. This doesn't do that. This goes over that vegetation really well, but it also still makes that spitting and that walking motion. So it does everything you want it to do with a regular frog and a popping frogs. So you have best of both worlds with this frog. And also, I noticed it didn't take on water. It stayed afloat very well. Every once in a while, just like any frog, you had to squeeze to get the water out of it. But it for the most part, it stayed afloat in that open water, and you were able to walk it back and forth slowly. And it got a lot of strikes. I've caught most of my fish on this frog, and I'm very impressed with it. I really like it. So the color range is really good. You have these ones with the, that's gonna mimic your brim. This is gonna be, your shad. I guess if they did see the stripes a little bit, it would be brim. But these glitter patterns I really like. Not only do they catch the angler, but they catch the fish as well. Then you also have more of your solid colors, your white. You gotta have it. When they're on that shad spawn or whatever, you throw that white and they'll eat it. So I'm eager to throw this on those cloudy days and during that shad spawn. I really like this blue, and I'm intrigued to see how well this one may do. I think that it will do well. And of course you have that same design, and the design I'm very pleased with. Those hooks were great. They very good hookup ratio, and I was just very pleased with these. These worked very well. Then you had your typical patterns. These are mostly to catch the angler. Now there's this one that had a more broken up pattern on the bottom. That's this brown one, and brown and white. And I'm interested to see how it does, or if it makes any difference. I think it could mimic a sunfish or a brim pretty well. And I'm eager to use this one just to see if it gets bites, and if it makes any difference at all. I was very happy with the wave frog. The size on those are a little bit bigger than the chubby frog. It's 65 millimeters instead of 55. 15.5 grams as opposed to 13.5. So a little bit heavier, and very impressed. All right, now the last frog that I was sent, well, it was actually two frogs, and they're two different sizes. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not really sure how to fish this. I think it mimics the teckle toad, or the sprinkler frog. The one with it almost mimics a whopper plopper to an extent. And that's these, and they just call these the toads, okay? So these toads, here's the bigger size, and here's a smaller one. Bigger size is 75 millimeters and 26 grams, so it's got some weight to it. This one here is 65 millimeters and 20 grams, so still has some weight to it. I'm assuming that this swivel and the blade does make a difference there. The way I was using these is I was trying to use them as your regular frog, and then I was also just reeling them in, and they seem to run true, and this little thing would provide a little bit of splash in the back, and I think that could make a difference. I don't think, or at this point, I can't make a really good determination on that, but I think that it could make a difference, and could get you some extra bites some days. I think other days that, if the fish are more skittish, I think you're gonna have to shy away from these. I think these are gonna be more loud, and when there's an aggressive strike, this might get you the bigger fish. The hooks and everything look to be really good. I like how they're pointing up, and I think you get a really good hook in those fish. The bodies are nice and soft, and I think that the idea and everything is pretty well. Same thing with this one. These hooks are a little bit more forward, but I think they got the size. I think you can get a good hook in them, and the body's soft enough. I think it will get you some strikes. The swivel and everything, the vegetation really didn't get caught up on that. I thought maybe it would get caught up on it more than it did. It didn't. but I didn't get any strikes on this. So I don't know if it's the right time of the year to throw it or not, or if I had it in the right place. But I didn't get a good chance to test those just because I didn't get many strikes. But interesting, and I think could be good, especially if you're looking for that bigger profile and you need that bigger bite. This could get it for you. Got that one. Look at that. All right, frogs. Whoa! Frog.